Hey guys, and welcome to game number 82 out of 100 of the Mack vs. Machine series, where I'll be playing 100 games of Scrabble against the top online bot, HastyBot. We're currently sitting at 49.5 wins, and we've now been there for a couple of games. HastyBot is proving very hard to close out and is now on a 2-game win streak, so hopefully we can flip the script here and finally close out victory in this series. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, we are going to be first in this game. Not a bad rack to start things off. We don't have any bingos. I don't believe oldenly is a word. Of course, olden is valid, but I'm almost positive that oldenly is no good. Of course, I'll be very much regretting this if it turns out to be good, but it doesn't seem valid to me. So I'm going to go ahead and play Dolly instead. Still a good play. Scores 26 points. Keeps a nice leave of NE. So can't complain too much about that. HastyBot plays Dicty. Nice draw for us here. EEMNPR blank. I'd love to bingo to or from this D. I see Dampener for 89 points, which is not bad at all. Would be great to double either the M or the P on one of these double letter scores, but there may not be a way to do it. It's worth just spending like 15-30 seconds going through the alphabet and making sure, but I actually don't even see any other 8s yet through the D at all. Probably would have to use another vowel. Yeah, I don't think there's anything with an I or an O or a U. Premune is good with a U, but it's not a verb. It's only an adjective, so it's not going to take a D. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied that there's nothing better than dampener here, so I'm going to go ahead and play that. And HastyBot plays Outdoing, so not going to be running away with this one yet, or are we? Because we do have another bingo available of Slade through this L in Dolly. And is this our best bingo? Before we play it, let's just make sure. Heatings? Don't think that's good. Yeah, no, that looks very wrong. It's just headings and readings is what that would be a cross between. Almost have sheepdog or hedge pig through this P. Very close to several things, but neither of them are quite gonna work. So probably Slade is the only playable bingo. It's the only thing I've seen so far. Don't think we have anything through that R in dampener either, which is a tempting spot. So let's go ahead and play that. And HastyBot very much not going away. Bark for 81 gets slapped down immediately. And not a bad draw for us. I don't think we're going to be bingoing here. The double O's and double N's along with a W make it a little difficult. But I'd love to get rid of NOW, keep nose on our rack. That should put us in pretty good position to bingo next turn, hopefully, if we can get a decent draw. So maybe something like gown? It's only 16, so it's not a ton of points. I guess you could also play now or 1 over here. That scores a little bit more. What I like about 1 is it also gives us a line to play bingos ending in ES, making U and Sun, which could be useful to us on the next turn. So I'm kind of inclined to play 1 as opposed to gown or now, because now wouldn't allow ES bingos as E and E is not valid. So yeah, I think 1 is what I'm leaning towards at the moment. I don't see a way for us to score a lot more points. I guess we also could play new under here, but that keeps the W, which I really don't want to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and play 1. Looks pretty solid. Okay, HastyBot plays Za. So HastyBot taking a lead. We have Estrone on our rack as a 7, which I don't think is going to play. It's been blocked. We do have Earstone resonate through this A at a minimum, so we will be bingoing. Estrogen through the G does not fit. I can't imagine there's a 10 through any of these tiles here. It seems pretty tough to do. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so probably Earstone or Resonate. Earstone scores more because it reaches the double. It's very risky, unfortunately. Especially with a J unseen, it's very scary. But Resonate isn't without risk either, opening the top left over here as well as the bottom left for 6s. So I think it makes sense to just take the extra points with Earstone and hope for the best. Well, I guess I should have played Resonate. Jaws comes down for 90 points. Basically the worst case scenario, and yeah, HastyBot really not going down without a fight in these couple of possible series clinching games. I've bingoed 3 times here, and I'm still down by 87, so crazy. And okay, what do I do now? I have Vomit IU, pretty ugly. How do I get rid of some of this garbage? And now the problem is, too, the board is really quite bad. I don't think I can afford to play something like Divot. I mean, it keeps IUM. There's still 5 I's and 2 U's on the scene. That's quite bad. Do I have anything through this NE? Unitive? No. Monative? Is anything here with MAM? I don't think so. Huh. Yeah, I just have nothing that's good. How about, oh, actually, I take that back. I have Outvi. That's a great play. Opens it up a little bit with my deficit. Gets rid of OUVI. Yeah, this is the best play by a mile. I'm glad I saw that. Yeah, we're definitely playing that. Ah, come on, man. Just keep scoring and bingoing. I bingo 3 times and I still can't beat HastyBot lately. Wow, he is, like I said, not going to go down without a fight. But this game isn't quite over yet. I'm down 90, which, that is a lot, but I still have some chances. Maybe Paya over here, 30 points. I need to score points. I mean, I'm going to be hard-pressed to come back with the single bingo unless I keep scoring until then and get a bingo for quite a lot. Have anything better than Paya? I'd love to get rid of this V, but I can't find a way to do it while also scoring well. Vimina through an N would be nice, but not gonna happen. Yeah, I think Paya is probably my best bet. So do this and hope for a reasonable draw next turn. That's probably gonna about do it. He plays a Baya for 39. We pick up 3 more vowels. It might be time to go all out with something like Heave or Havia from this H. Heave is probably too desperate with 2 R's still unseen for Heaver. So probably Havia, hoping to draw the S maybe and he doesn't block. I still have some chances. If I can draw the S and he doesn't block and I get a bingo there for like 100, I could possibly still come back. It's not entirely over yet, but it could be very soon. Okay, now it's definitely over. He plays Guffs for 52. I draw 3 I's. Okay, GG. Just too much scoring for me to come back from. Pretty brutal game. Yeah, there's nothing more to be done here. I'm down, what am I down, 129? There's no way whatsoever I can make that back on this board. So let's wrap this up. Diamond, I guess. Ami, maybe. Yeah, probably just Diamond. Get rid of a second eye. Yeah, it doesn't really matter here at this point other than for spread. So, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and play that. And he plays XU. He's got a pretty good rack in the endgame here. I guess I should probably just go out in 2 the best I can, which may not even be that easy. Something like Rick or Nick, maybe even just Ick. No, I can't play Ick because of the H hook. Maybe Reknit. That should go out, right? IE. I'd have Guy over here, and oh, I'd have like through the L and the K. Or REI from the R and Bark. Yeah, let's just do that. That will at least guarantee that I can go out next turn. Okay, and like, or REI. I guess REI is my highest scoring out. Ice, is Ice more? No, that's also 9. So it doesn't really matter. Several 9-point outplays, obviously going to fall way short of what I need. So let's go ahead and do that. And this game ends 533 to 395 in favor of HastyBot. Kind of a rough loss in that I felt like I got a really good start between Dampener and Slade and then Earstone, but the bot just kept scoring. I got hammered with an 80-point Q play, a 90-point J play, just way too much. The JQ, X, and Z all yielded big plays for him, and he ended up also bingoing, looks like twice on top of that. So just crazy to think that I actually out-bingoed HastyBot 3-2, yet I got outscored by 138 points. So this goes to show you that bingos matter, but this game is often about a lot more than bingos. So I don't really feel unhappy with any of the plays I made off the top of my head, but let's see. So I was correct that Oldenly is not valid. Dolly looks fine. Could go with Lonely as well, but EN, of course, is a more bingo-prone leave than just a D. So Dolly looks like a good play. Dicty seems solid for him, unloading one of his 2 T's and some of his consonants. Dampener, best play by far for me, so far so good. Outdoing clear play for the bot, only bingo. Slade, only bingo for me, so putting on pretty much a clinic for both of us so far after he plays Bark for 81. Really, now this next turn is the only one where, or the first one where I had to actually think about what my best play was, and 1 seems like a reasonable decision. There's, I guess there's Noon in addition to New. For some reason, I didn't consider Noon only New, but I still wouldn't do this. I mean, you do score 6 more points, but the W really does put a real damper on your bingo percentage. Should I say it's even a dampener of your bingo percentage, pun intended. But yeah, I think 1 is perfectly fine. EONS is a great leave, especially with an A unseen or floating here, an R floating. And I really liked opening up this ES line for myself on the next turn. So I'm happy with this play. Yeah, no reason for him not to play Zahir. AALRW, not a great leave, but definitely could be worse. He's scoring 45 points, so can't really complain. And yeah, I mean, it's easy to think in hindsight I should have played Resonate. At the same time, I mean, he kept AILRW. What are the odds he's going to actually pull JS out of the bag and hit me with Jaws for 90 points there? So I do think this was a little bit of a bad break. I mean, it's 8 more points to play Earstone, and I mean, unless he has the J, then it's going to be hard for him to score more than like 50 there. So the absolute disaster scenarios are pretty much limited to when he has the J. And not only that, a 4-tile play that fits perfectly there. So it's pretty unlikely I'm going to get hammered too badly. After Resonate, I guess I do eliminate the disaster scenarios, but it's still very easy for him to get a 50-point play ending in, say, a W or a Y or an F at A1. So Resonate, given that it wasn't at all without risk, there's also, of course, the possibility of 6s on the bottom left, especially with a J and X unseen. Something like Foxing, which scores like 80, could easily come down. So I figured since both plays were quite risky, might as well just take the points and also restrict the top of the board a little better, since I figured I still had a decent chance to come away with a lead after this exchange. But HastyBot, of course, had other ideas. Jaws for 90 comes down immediately. Yeah, Outvi, glad I at least saw this play. Divot would have been a horrible alternative, keeping a worse leave and scoring fewer points. Movie is also there, but definitely want to shed this U with a lot more vowels to come. 5 more I's, 2 more U's. So IU is a dangerous leave to keep here. Outvi, pretty clearly the best play. Gives him one of the couple tiles he needs for a bingo, though. And yeah, here I'm starting to really feel a bit lost. Paya looks like a good play. I mean, Vita keeps a better leave. Of course, the P far better than the V, but 16 points when you're down 90 is just too much to sacrifice. I really can't afford to do that. So yeah, not unhappy with Paya here. Abaya, wow, keeping FUX, that seems like a good play. I mean, FUX is kind of a clunky leave, but at the same time, it gives him great scoring options, and having this much of a lead, it's a great strategy to try to just keep scoring to ensure that you outrun if your opponent bingos one time. So Abaya looks good. Yeah, Hevia, I feel like Have just kind of loses. I mean, AEIM is more Val heavy. Have also takes an R for Haver, so that's going to give back big plays. I think Heavy is a reasonable gamble here. It turns out he didn't have the S when he played Abaya. He drew it, and if I do draw the S, I will be threatening bingos possibly on row 15 that could legitimately score 100 points. If I draw something, you know, like the S and the H, maybe Tharms or Harmons or something similar, that'll be 100 points. And if he chooses not to block the spot or isn't really able to block the spot, then then that'll get me right back into the game. And also, if he decides to block the spot, he probably wouldn't be scoring all that many points if he doesn't have the S himself. And maybe I can hit something from this A on the top row that'll score me a lot of points. But either way, I obviously need to take some chances if I'm going to come back from a 99-point deficit. So that's what I did, and he immediately shuts the door on any of those chances with guffs for 52. So yeah, at this point, down 129. I'm going to need multiple bingos to come back, and there's just no realistic way that's going to happen. There's only 7 in the bag, so I'm not going to have time for that. And I have 3 eyes on my rack. So game is completely lost at this point. I just played diamond, throwing in the towel, as there's nothing else to be done. He adds insult to injury, plays the X for about 40 points after doing the same with the Z, and scoring 80 or 90 with the Q and the J. And yeah, here I just play what looks to probably be my best endgame of reknit, guaranteeing I can go out next turn, but it's completely moot here. There's absolutely nothing I can do to even get close. He plays here, and oh, I miss a slightly higher scoring outplay of Ire over here. A little bit of a weird lapse since I saw Ray in the same spot, but at this point, spread is pretty much irrelevant, so not going to beat myself up over that. But yeah, really, I have no complaints about how I played this game. I can't think of, not counting that 2-point spread loss in the end game, I don't think there were any mistakes. You know, I bingoed 3 times early on. It seemed like I was in a great shape, and then Jaws for 90 comes down. So, I don't know, should I have actually played Resonate? I feel like it's hindsight bias. 8 is a lot of points to give up, and Earstone, if he can't hit that spot like he did, has a ton of advantages for the board, given them taking a nearly 60-point lead. So, I don't regret Earstone or really any of the other decisions I made. It just seemed that whatever I did, also without Vi, I gave him one of the tiles he needed for a bingo with his rack with a blank. It just seemed like whatever I did, he had the exact right tiles to capitalize on the opening. And sometimes it goes that way. And, you know, sometimes it goes that way in your favor, too. I've certainly had games in this series where it's felt like HastyBot always is giving me the tiles I need for a bingo. So, can't really complain about this one. You know, HastyBot played very well, as he's, of course, more than capable of doing, and got the timing he needed, and I feel like I played really well, too. So that happens, and HastyBot will once again hold on. Now on a 3-game win streak, definitely not going to go down in this series without a fight. Through 82 games, the record currently stands Mack 49.5, HastyBot 32.5. So still got a little bit of work to do, but we've got 18 more games to do it, so still feeling very good about my chances, but hopefully in game number 83, we'll be able to close it out. So I look forward to seeing you guys all there. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one. Bye-bye.